Evening, everybody. It's me, your host, Ryan, and this is episode 45 or 44. Lights aren't turning on. I'll have to fix that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Nope. Oh, it helps if you hit the right button. There it goes. Hitting the wrong button does not turn something on if you're trying to turn it on. So, welcome everybody. Another splendid start to the show. Thanks for joining us. Let me get everybody in here. We got Mr. Paul Corliss. He's the Unipol tonight.
Yeah.
Unipol. And then we got Mr. Sean. What's going on, sir?
Good evening.
Good deal. How's everybody doing? Everybody keeping busy? Doing what we can? Nice. Very nice. All right. Well, let's just jump right into it. And what have we been working on, Mr. Corliss? You've been working on something, getting a little bit of a progress here.
Yeah, I've been working on my hand that I didn't have any instructions for, so it's coming right along.
So how have you gotten it to this point? Like, are you just guessing, or what's?
I'm just guessing, and I found a picture of it, not a blow up, just a regular picture of it online. So at least I could see where some of the pieces went.
Yeah.
And I've taken it apart and putting it together, and take it apart and put it together, and
how many more pieces you got left?
I got a bunch. I'd say I've got about half to a third left. So yeah. I've got a lot of it together. But I've had this whole section here apart and back together probably half a dozen times.
Wow.
So
at least you got the fingers in the right order.
Is there a little crank on the back of that?
Yep, right there. And it twists some gears that go in here, and that makes the fingers move.
All right, cool. Hold the fingers up again. All right. Okay, so all right, so I have my fingers go up and then down.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that too? It's neat. Now you got to take it apart again. Oh, it does go down. Okay.
Well, yeah. It's got to flip around.
There's the index.
Where's the thumb is the question.
It looked like they were going straight up. I was like, oh, man, now he's got to take it apart again.
There's the thumb.
Very good.
And I got all kinds of gears here that make it work, and I haven't figured out how those work yet.
Wow.
Hey,
sometimes those gears are really cool though. Just playing around with those alone.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's like one of those puzzles
that fingers to go like this instead of like this, So
it's like one of those puzzles that's all white and it's just every piece.
Everything, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, maybe next week I'll make further progress.
There you go. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt was asking if it has an opposable thumb. So.
Yeah. There's the thumb, and I guess I can oppose it this way. Yeah. Yep.
Cool deal. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Keith has it today. That's in honor of May the 4th. It's Luke Skywalker.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, Cool Hands Luke. That's one of my favorite movies. Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah. Good deal. What about you, Sean?
You've never seen that movie?
I have.
Oh,
I was trying to think of the line from it.
Nobody can eat 50 eggs.
Well, pickled eggs and beer, maybe.
There you go. Good deal. All right. What about you, Sean? What have you been working on this week?
This week, I've been staying low again. catching up on house chores. I did add another printer to the lineup. Had to move my Soval into the other room. That's other than that. Actually, I'm working on a G scale a furniture warehouse kind of a deal, and that'll be kind of cool. I'll show it hopefully next week, but that'll be going up to our local Seegers Club or Garden Railroad Club here in Des Moines. That'll be kind of fun.
Cool. Very cool. Keep them busy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Definitely cutting modules.
Harry had it here.
What we have here
is failure. Communicate. I love that line. It's a good one. Oh, Matt's asking, how many printers overall do you have, Sean?
Overall?
I mean,
excluding there's 8. There's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have to point as I'm thinking here.
You got to take inventory.
12, actually, because I have a DaVinci I'm working on too.
Nice.
So yeah, a dozen printers.
There you go. Print all day long.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I did today. You can't really see it, but there is another Ender 3 that has now shown up at the house. And I'm the Ender 3 whisperer on Facebook Marketplace. That's now the number 4 of Ender 3s that I have. The only one that's completely put together at the moment. But hey, when you see an ad on Facebook Marketplace for $10, you get it regardless if you need it or not. I was kind of joking earlier. I was like, I've bought 3 printers off of Facebook Marketplace, and I've spent a total of $85.
Oh, wow.
I keep having it. So the first one was $75. Or no, it wasn't. No, the first one was $50 that I got. And then the second one I got was $25. And then now this one was $10. I'm like, man, next one's going to be like $5.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah, right.
Rub some of that luck off onto me. I could use it.
I had to tell my wife. My wife went down to the remote location yesterday, but I was like, so I'm buying another printer. And she's like, why do you need more? And I was like, because it's $10. What am I supposed to do? Say no and let somebody else get it? No. So it happened to be like really close to where my dad lives. So I was like, Dad, I got 2 questions for you. 1, can I borrow $10? 2, if the answer to 1 is yes, can you go pick up this printer for me with that $10? And so I met up with him today. I had to go down to DC and for some solar stuff, and I was like, well, since I'm down this way, you want to have lunch? And so I met up with him for lunch and grabbed my grabbed the
printer.
So yeah, it was good times. But I had to do so this the place I had to go to in DC. So DC really shouldn't be that far from me. It should be about an hour away. But no. Of course, it's DC traffic and everything. It takes, if you're with no traffic at this point, really, it takes you an hour and a half to get there. When I left there on Thursday, it took me 2.5 hours to get home, and I left there at 2:30 in the afternoon. So it wasn't like it was rush hour or anything. It was just horrible traffic everywhere. So these basically what I had to do is it's a mobile art gallery. It's a 40-foot shipping container, and it has like a complete off-grid system on it. So it's got some solar panels on the roof. It's got an inverter and stuff, and a generator and all that crap. And so the inverter had gone bad, so they had called me to replace it. So I had to go down. I went down there on Thursday and swapped it out. But there was a separate screen that I didn't realize was needed to stay there when I was there, and so I needed to take that back. So instead of waiting until the week when it was take me 2.5 hours each way, it took me an hour and a half to get there this morning. So it was a lot easier. But I actually had to 3D. I had nothing to put in this panel into. So last night I 3D printed a case for it that I could just screw onto the wall, and I got there at 11:32. I was back in my truck leaving at 11:37. So I drove an hour and a half for less than 5 minutes. It was ridiculous, but it is what it is. But anyway, besides that, I put out the video last week on the little toolbox and in the drawers that I made. Well, I couldn't leave well enough alone. I had to do a drawer for the top, so I made a 2-piece drawer so it would fit into the printer and for all the junk that goes in the top of the little toolbox.
Oh, it looks so good though.
Yeah, it fits great and definitely keeps things more organized. And then I like the little drawers so much that I printed out a couple extra ones just to have for little parts and pieces that aren't going to go in here. So works out pretty good, I think. Not too shabby, but we'll keep at it. And today I got to work on a project a little bit. I broke my CNC the other day working on this project because I hit a clamp with my V wheels and it torqued the gantry sideways and pulled the one lead screw right off the motor. I was like, what a mess. And then of course I didn't have the right. I couldn't find the right size Allen wrench for the backlash nut or whatever, and all that good crap. So it's been a little bit of a mess around here, but it's all good. We made it, and it is it's May 4th. So I grabbed the first Star Wars shirt that I could grab. No, that was that's what I was wearing today. Fun times. So, all right. Well, let's get moving on today and yap about stuff that's been going on this week. What's this? Earl says I just saw those today. I was thinking of getting one of the tools for my printer as well. Hey, there you go. Very cool. Very sweet. All right. Let me go here. We'll start talking about these things. So the first video that I pulled up over here, we gotta move everybody into their corners. Get in your corner. I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Isaac, I'm gonna say he's coming out with a board for. It goes on top of a Raspberry Pi for people that are doing Clipper and stuff like that for their 3D printers. But he's made this board called the Toucan. I guess because it has 2 CAN bus connections on it. And so if you don't know what you can use CAN bus for, that's I don't know, if you look somewhere straight down here, you see the black, red, and blue wire. That's the CAN bus connections there, I believe. And you can do some cool stuff with it, with some of the Voron style printers and stuff like that. And it's got extra ports for USB and stuff. It's pretty interesting. You guys evidently taken a lot of time to get it working right and stuff, and pretty neat. You can even power it up directly from the 24-volt power supply on the printers. You don't have to run you can operate the Raspberry Pi just from a 5-volt or from the 24-volt because it's got a buck converter on it. So I think they got that idea from the who is that makes the one, a bunch of the boards was Big Tree Tech. I think they make boards that have like a 24-volt connection to them, and it'll reduce it down. So it's pretty neat. Interesting information on it. I'd like to investigate it a little bit more and see what really, like, outside of a Voron, like what uses you can use with that thing. So pretty nifty. We've got a new printer announcements out this week. One, I don't have the picture of it here to pop up there, but the A1, the Bamboo Lab A1s are back out in the wild again. I think you can order it from their website, but like if you have like a Micro Center, I don't think they're available there yet. So they must be shipping them to them. But the A1 is back, so that's pretty cool. All with the fixed beds and all that good stuff. There's a couple people putting out videos on how to fix the bed if you kept yours and Bamboo sent you a replacement bed. So pretty cool. But the other announcement was from Anycubic. Anycubic's bringing out their multicolor printer, and that's pretty neat. I don't. They had a couple of. They had this video, and then they had another video like showing some of the printing stuff. But I thought it was kind of funny because they were not showing the purge tower of. It was just here's this big giant model that you can make in all these different colors, and there's like, it doesn't say a thing about having all the purge material. But looking at the picture that that's here, it doesn't look like it's the style that the Bamboo A1 series is doing, where they have multiple runs of filament going up to the tool head and then switching it out there. It looks like it's more the style of like the P1S and everything, and where it's got to retract back to the color, the box itself to switch it out. So pretty interesting though. We'll see how well that does. Trying to remember how much it was. Was it $449? I believe is for the combo, so not bad. I mean, They had to do that because that's what the A1 combo is, or I guess A1 mini combo is $449. So trying to keep in that realm of cost. So pretty sweet. They kept on showing in that this particular video, the one that was this one here. They were showing it, like comparing it to ice cream. like here's vanilla ice cream and here's multicolored ice cream, and they're like usual printers and Anycubic Cobra 3, and then they would show it like then they would cut away and then it would come back and it would be the same ice cream cones again, and they were filling them up again. But the one was like it's like a sloppy flopping piece of ice cream on it, and the other one was all nice and stuff, and it went up a whole lot faster and stuff. The interesting marketing strategy on it. It just made me want ice cream. So, makes me want ice cream now. I kind of want to go get some. Show's over. Going to get ice cream. So, but good times. Good times. Oh yeah, I always forget to remind everybody. All these videos that we're referencing are going to be in the description of the video here. So if you want to pull one of them, watch them or whatever, the links are down there for you. No problemo. All right, let's see here. We got Justin Laser. This was a pretty good video. I thought this was pretty interesting because he talks about like a good, laser projects that you can do that are selling well on Etsy. And the one that he's holding, I thought was pretty interesting because it's a desktop cornhole.
Coin hole.
Coin hole, yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh man, what a simple project to make it. But the sellers he was pulling up they're selling the bejesus out of them. I was like, holy crap, what an easy project to do.
Well, what I like is what he said about it is you don't have to have a nice fancy laser for these little projects. You can use a little 5 or 10 watt and go to town. Yeah.
Well, and the one was a coin. It was a two-sided coin, and it was like it was whose decision is it, or deciding coin or something. So you could get names put on both sides, and they were like $5 for a coin on a piece of cardstock. I was like, man, and it had sold thousands and thousands of them. It's like crazy. Somebody lucked into that one. So, but yeah, it's a good video. Where he's investigating. He actually makes the coin hole one and talks about that. I was trying to think of other things that you could do instead of the wood. Like I was thinking about using acrylic, but I think the acrylic would get too scratched up. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're banging coins off of it, so it's not really it's not really going to stick. But I was thinking the coins might just scratch up an acrylic too much. I think you might be limited to use the wood stuff on it.
But I like what he does too. You can add lines of text or something to the side.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Specialized it.
Yeah, and you can make those for somebody, or you can make it for an event. It make wedding be a lot more fun if you're attending a wedding and just sitting at the table playing cornhole. Instead of sitting there listening to people yap about Aunt Lois, wondering what you're doing with your life. I'm playing cornhole, Aunt Lois. Good stuff. Oh, we got a couple things here from CNC Labs. So they did this project, which was a pretty cool little project. It's a shadow box for Mother's Day. Mother's Day's coming up. Everybody should make something for their mother. Pretty cool little project. I like this one. I thought it was pretty neat. It just killed me that they were using a 16th inch drill bit. End mill
router bit.
Yeah, because I look at a 16th inch bit and it breaks. There's no way I can use one to actually make a project. No. Ugh. But it was pretty good project.
Easily done on a laser.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It would be a really simple one to do on a laser. Jeez. That'd be crazy simple. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then CNC Labs also had a update video on their CO2 laser, the Ultra Beam, giving you some, I guess, information on where they're at with it and stuff like that. It sounds like they're really doing their due diligence on this thing to, just throwing some parts together and putting it out there. I mean, they want a really nice quality machine. And the price point that they're looking for isn't going to be bad either. So I think they were talking about like their goal is like around 2,500 for a nice CO2 laser, and they're making progress. So should be pretty interesting as they continue to move forward with that. So good stuff. Let's see here. Oh, we got SJS woodwork. Yeah,
I like these.
Cool. Yeah, they turned out really good. Nice way to keep your grits in order and without having to really look for them and figure it out.
He's made these for the round standard. So instead of using it on your orbital, you can use it on the block.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. So, but pretty sweet, nice, easy project overall. mean, because you could really make that. Paul, what did you say? How much was he selling the file for?
I think $2.99 if I remember.
So not bad. I mean,
no, and that's for all three of them. So
yeah. So you can
and you can do it on your V car.
Yeah.
Cut them and go. And then this one, I since I was in DC this afternoon or morning and evening afternoon, I didn't get to watch this one yet, but this one looks pretty cool. From 6-8 Woodworks, doing the layered Mandela effect for the cutouts and stuff like that. I'm sure he's using his X tool. He I think he's an X tool guy. But look at some just from the thumbnail. There's some pretty cool looking projects. So I'm gonna go watch that one tomorrow.
It's worth the watch. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I like his acrylic, like the tiger on the bottom. That one's definitely acrylic.
Yeah,
and it looks sharp. It really does as he's putting it together. He's got some really cool ideas, and like he says, you can find those files on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is the tape that he uses. By the time you're done, one of those, like the line, I could see you dropping probably about $20 just in tape alone.
Oh yeah, using that the 3M tape.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a great concept. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how that would get kind of expensive on those. I don't know, maybe don't even use it on every layer. Like looking at the lion or the tiger there, you could use it on the white layer, but you wouldn't necessarily have to use it on the orange layer. Like you could put regular
acrylic. I'd use. I forgot it's like acetone. You put it together and you put a drop, but it sucks it in underneath.
Yeah,
that. And it doesn't leave any residue or anything as long as you don't touch it. It's cool.
Cool.
Now on the wood, I could see where the 3M tape works a lot better because you're not getting the ooze of the glue.
Yeah,
and it's nice and clean.
Yeah. There's some definite cool projects in there.
Oh yeah,
very sweet. So and then also the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival was last weekend or so, something like that. I guess now maybe 2 weeks ago. I think we were talking about it last weekend. But there's been a bunch of the guys coming out with their videos and stuff on it. Here's Nero 3D. He was talking about this wire EDM machine. It's a household one, and wow, look at that! It used to be an Ender 3. So the EDM stuff, which it was new to me. I hadn't seen it before I watched this one, but it's pretty cool process. You're basically taking like a diode and using it to cut metal. So that like the little vat is full of water, but and when you stick the little diode in there, it'll cut the metal out. It's pretty neat. I don't really know right offhand what you would use it for, but it would be kind of cool. But
it's science.
Yeah, pretty cool though. I think it's just funny that everybody's using Ender 3s for non-Ender 3 things. Nathan Builds Robots was also there. He's put out a couple of videos on the whole thing. Like he did one where he was talking to those EDM people, and then he's talking to the Voron designers and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny how he's bringing up like how Soval just came out with the printer, and they're saying it's like a mass-produced Voron. But I don't know. I don't think it really is, but I think they're doing that more for marketing than anything else. But anyway, so it's but they're talking about like some of the new Voron stuff that's coming out, like their CNC mill that they're going to release towards the end of the year and stuff like that. And pretty interesting. So like the thing I found most interesting was that all the people that were there for the Voron stuff, it's not a real company. Like, people will donate money to them for their, I guess, to build or develop a new product for it, but none of the people there that are involved with it get paid to be involved with it. So I thought that was cool. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. He's like, yeah, it's a really crappy business because we're not really a business. Yeah. And he was asking, like, what do you think about people taking the designs and making something? They were like, hey, it's fine. It is what it is. We hope that they, do it under the same style license that we are releasing the Voron files with. But they're like, if they don't, there's nothing we can do about it. So pretty interesting. And then also Mandic Really was there. Rat Rig brought out a new 3D printer kit called the VCore 4, and it looked pretty sweet. It's the the big machine. I guess they have a couple different sizes that you can make, but you can also convert it 3 different styles of machine. So you can have like a traditional Core XY machine, or you can have it be an IDEX machine, which means that you have 2 print heads on it, and they can either do the same thing or they can mirror each other as the print is going on and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Or you can use it for separate colors. So, one will come over here and do this, and then this one will come over here and do it. A second color or whatever. So, and then they had an interesting one, which was like a hybrid version of it. And you can actually see that that's what this one is here in the picture. If you look in the very back corner of the machine, if you follow the Bowden tube as it goes up into the corner and then starts coming back down, well, you can see a motor back there. There's actually 2 additional motors on this one for the Y-axis, and it will help the gantry move faster forward and backwards, and I guess to make the speeds even faster. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'd like to see how that really functions and if it really does anything, but I thought that was pretty cool. I saw another video. I did not. I kept the stuff on it. Let me see if I have it here. Hold on, and in my list of stuff to yammer on about. Oh yes, and I can confirm the Anycubic one is 449. I ran across that light or that picture I took of that. Where's it at? Where's it at? Man, maybe I didn't keep a picture of it. Nope, I must not have. There was another video of the RepRap Festival. It was pretty funny because this guy, one of the people that was displaying stuff there, he was talking about how he, him and his group like make April Fool's Day style machines, but they make them in real life. So like last year they did, oh man, I can't remember what he said he did last year. But anyway, doesn't matter. So this year's one was a real flying gantry. So so like if you look at the rat rig here as an example, the print head and all that stays stationary, and it moves around. And I don't know, that's like a fixed gantry. Then they have, and the bed will move up and down. Well, on some machines, some like the Voron machines and stuff like that, they have the bed stay still, and the gantry will move up and down, and that is called a flying gantry. And so this guy took 4 motors, like drone motors, and mounted it to it so it would print as a real flying gantry. It was pretty cool. Loud as all can be. He was like, "Yeah, we turn it on once in a while, but we're annoying everybody around here because it's so loud." But it sounded pretty cool, and they were getting decent prints out of it. Once he said, once you get above like an inch or two, the prints kind of go a little bit wonky because the thrust of the propellers is not taking as much uplift from the tabletop surface as it is just trying to hold itself steady. So things kind of get a little wonky as you get up there higher. But it was I thought that was so cool that they made an actual flying gantry. So pretty entertaining. People do some fun stuff.
You wouldn't have to worry about cooling.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was pretty crazy. You guys, you don't have to do that crazy stuff. What are you doing that for? Super stickers.
It's fun.
I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see here. Running back across some of the chat stuff. See if we're missing anything.
We're paying our own wages.
Yeah. Clyde's thinking of going fluid NC. I don't have any experience with that, so I really couldn't tell you. I couldn't help you out with that one, Clyde. But if you do, let us know. Let us know how it's working.
We have Australia in the house.
Oh yeah. There we go. EDM is used to put fine detail on injection molds. Interesting, Harry. Thanks for that. And Keith ran wire EDMs before. They're really, really cool. Yeah, it was pretty neat looking. I say it now. I don't have a use for one. But I do have an extra Ender 3.
That can be turned into one.
Yeah, I mean, what are we gonna do? Just let it sit there on the floor? No. It'll get taken apart like the other 3. And a new project that is gonna make me a little bit crazy. We'll get that. We'll get to that though pretty soon. Pretty soon, people. Awesome. Well, that was we've made it through all of our stuff for the evening. Wow, we rode right on through that stuff. Bourbon Moth. I didn't have time to put this in there, but Bourbon Moth put out a new video today. Paul, you saw that one, right? Yeah. So he was talking about he has a saw stop and was testing like the myths of the saw stop, like what will activate it and what won't and all that good stuff. And I thought that was pretty neat. I mean, what pretty cool technology in that thing. He spent a lot of money. I mean, he spent like $1,000 making that video.
I was surprised that wet wood did not set that off.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, you would think that it would have been some kind of, it would conduct enough. I mean, they were spraying water directly on that thing, and it wasn't setting it off. No, I thought, that was really cool. And it surprised me about the carbon fiber setting it out, like the carbon fiber sheet. Like
that's
so was that
the carbon fiber set it off?
Yeah, the carbon fiber sheet set it off. But so like he tried a whole bunch of different stuff. He tried wet wood, like just going to Home Depot and buying one, And then he actually had one tied into the little stream down by his house for like 2 days or something like that. And so they ran it back to the house soaking wet and threw it in there. Nothing happened. But he's had it do it on him one time when he was cutting an acrylic sheet, like a mirrored sheet.
Yeah, mirrored sheet.
Yeah, and he knew somebody that had been cutting the pink foam and the static electricity from that. But some of the other stuff, like aluminum, if it touches anything aluminum, it was setting that off, even if you weren't physically touching it. Yeah, but the steel and the nail wasn't doing anything, or staples weren't doing anything.
What really surprised me was when he set that off, that he could take a hammer and beat that brake off of the blade, and the blade was still fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh geez. Mr. Painter, I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support there, pal. We'll have to go get ice cream next time I'm down in South Carolina. No. Yeah, that was pretty cool though, watching all that stuff go on. And then I thought he was really going to put his finger on that thing at the very end. I was like, man, that thing, he's really close to setting that thing off. But you would think though, you would after seeing how fast it reacts and stuff, and I mean, it was barely putting a mark on anything, that touching it,
it's still going to bite you a little bit.
Yeah, it's still going to get you, but it's not going to cause you real harm. But
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're healing up pretty good.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
Sawzalls don't have saw stops.
No. It saws all the way through.
Pretty much. I got lucky.
Yeah, I don't know.
I felt my finger vibrating.
I don't know how many of those breaks he went through, but he went through quite a few of them.
It must have been 7 or 8 of them at least.
Now,
that's not cheap.
I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, that if you set one of those off and you send SawStop the brake and the blade, that they'll replace the brake.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, I don't think they knew that he was doing that. No. But they probably were wondering when they ordered, 10 of the stops. But yeah, can I ask you what you're doing with all these things? That would have been my question. No. And what was the other thing that we were talking about earlier today? There was something else that we were talking about. Oh yeah, Kim and Garrett Make It. They did a pretty neat craft fair social media stand that we can. That's what. Hey, if it keeps going in half like it has been, the next one will be a $5 ender. So yeah, it very very well could be. Thank you again. Yeah, the $100 SawStop break is cheaper than losing fingers. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Heck yeah. But yeah, I would have been really tempted to just is this all right? Which digit do I not mind as much getting a nick into it? From a saw blade. But you'd want to, if you did that, all right. So Sean, we know you did yours intentionally, but
yeah. No.
Yeah. So if you had to activate a SawStop, which finger would you use?
Throw your wiener up there. Hot dog.
I'll give my whole hand. Left one because I'm a right-handed guy. But I'll give my whole left hand. Not put my wiener on there. Oh, very funny.
I saw a video of a guy touching the side of a blade.
Oh yeah, and it went off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, see that?
He did.
That's probably the smart way to have done it to test it.
Yeah, it'd be my luck though. One of those carbon teeth would.
Oh yes, it's dropping.
Fingers went down.
Yeah,
stuck your hand in there.
Or if you had like some other kind of saw blade in it that for some reason didn't work with that, and nobody knew.
Ring finger.
Yeah, Keith says his ring finger.
Ring finger.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Which finger would I use to activate a saw stop?
None.
That's a tough question. I'm kind of thinking pinky because you don't use the pinky a whole lot. But the whole thing about coming into the side and touching it's a whole new that's a whole new wrinkle. That kind of screws everything. I'll dump my thumb into the side of the blade.
Now, you don't want to mess your thumb up because that's too important.
I know, but if you're going into the side of it where it's not going to hit you,
pinky's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
if you're going to do it. But
I don't believe we're talking about this.
Your fingernail, if that would be the same as hitting it with the fleshy part.
Yeah, I don't know.
He says definitely not the pinky. It's for picking your nose.
That's because you got little nostrils, Keith.
or unless you use what I like this. Unless you drink tea,
like this. Then.
This whole conversation is getting bad. You know?
I don't know. It's something you got to think about. If you had to make the video and you had to do it. I mean, it kind of reminds you of those Saw movies, but those people didn't have a choice. They were putting their whole hand in there. They were hoping for a saw stop.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you're in that movie and you're like, all right, I got to put my arm into this stupid saw blade to get out of this thing, and then you hit it and it turns out that it's a saw stop blade. The whole saw guy is like going, damn it! He was supposed to cut his arm off.
It'd be my luck. I'd have a defective brake.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty funny. Or you're thinking that it is, but you have it turned off or something.
Yeah.
No, good times. Yeah. So Kim and Garrett Make It. They did a laser, like stand for their craft shows. Sean, I was thinking about you, Sean, when I was watching that one earlier, because it had like a spot for their Square, credit card reader, place for business cards and all that other stuff, and it had the Venmo spots, different ways to get payment from them and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd like to watch that again and get some more ideas off that thing. But
check it out.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good one. But anyway, good times. All right. Well, I guess we'll wind this thing down here, unless we got some starred stuff that I missed. Oh, no, it's you guys.
Now, real quick, just to throw a little disclaimer out there, guys, we're just seriously kidding about the saw stop.
Yeah, don't
seriously. Don't. But if you do, record it.
But if you had to, what one would you use? I mean, obviously somebody's actually going to do it. So Bourbon Moth was going to use his finger. That. He was going to use his pointer finger because that's what he was showing. But
if you were in a James Bond movie and they said, we're going to run one of your fingers into this saw, which one would you give up?
It's got to be the pinky.
Gotta be.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think. Pinky and on the left hand.
And on the left hand.
Yeah, but then when you tell the bad guys that, then they immediately they're going to take your pointer finger off your right hand. Good times. You can bypass the feature in case you're cutting wet wood. You can test your wood by touching the blade before running it. Yeah, but then it's still going to drop and you're going to activate it.
Unless it lights a light before you turn it on.
Yeah,
it does.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Harry said
definitely.
Yeah, he definitely would use mine. my pinky. This one's going away for Harry. What was the other thing he did? Keith reminded me of this one too on that video. So it was working even when you shut the machine off. When you turn it off and the blade's still spinning there for a little bit. If you touched it as it was winding down, it would still drop.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool technology. I mean, it's a crazy expensive saw, but I mean, cheaper than
worth it.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. So good times.
Well, I appreciate Harry using your pinky instead of mine.
Oh yeah. No, but you've gotten more use out of yours, Paul. I mean,
well, that's true. That's true.
You're going to miss yours a whole lot less than I will miss mine.
For a whole lot shorter time.
No, good times. All right. Well, let's get ready to get out of here. Paul, you got anything else for us this week?
Nope. Now that the pinky conversation is over.
Pinky's up. Good deal. All right. Well, how about you, Sean? You got anything else for us this week?
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us again for another fun week of absurdity and fun. We'll see everybody next week for episode 45. So until then, may the 4th be with you.
Be with you.
And we'll have a good one. So peace out, sauerkraut.